Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to Friday the 13th of September 2024. We have about 1 hour, just over 1 hour and 10 minutes left of trading today, not only today but also for the week. And the last trading day of the week has been okay. In fact, I'd say today's been fairly intriguing, quite a bifurcated market today. And I think your opinion of today's market in Australia would be heavily dependent on what sort of portfolio you have. Those investors who have been heavily invested in the banks, particularly the four big banks, have had a pretty crappy day. That'll become quite apparent when we look at the worst performing companies in the ASX 20. And those investors who have heavily invested into gold have had possibly the greatest investing day of their lives. And that will become quite clear when we have a look at the best performing indices on the ASX. And that's one of the reasons why resources is up 2.14%. Now, small cap investors had a pretty good day as well, up 1.13%. Tech in the red, not sure what's happening there. NASDAQ was up about 1%. So, bit of a I don't know what's happening. I've seen this a few times now in the past week or so when Nasdaq's had a pretty good day and our all tech indice or sector has had a negative day. Not sure what's going on there. You would think if Nasdaq has a good day, tech companies on the ASX would have a good day as well. Okay, so what is the agenda for today's video? We'll go through the best and worst performing sectors, indices, and also companies, and we'll have a look at the top 5 companies of the day. However, I have cheated. Yes, I have cheated here. Coming in at number 1 is not one company. It's a whole sector. I couldn't decide on one company, to be honest with you. And this will hopefully become clear to you when we look at the best performing companies today by market cap. It's just full of gold companies. A few non-gold companies, but it's almost 90% gold. And that's why anyone who's heavily invested in gold today has probably had the greatest investing day of their lives, because it's just not one company, it's the whole sector. We'll also have a look at maybe a few charts as well. I've got 5 charts lined up. We'll see if I've got enough time. And then if I do have enough time, I'll look at 1 or 2 of your comments. There is one comment I do want to discuss. So hopefully I'll get to that one comment. It's not about an individual company. It's something else. Anyway, I'll wait to the end of the video for that. Okay, so let's get to the ASX today. And we'll start off looking at the best performing sectors. Materials up 2.12%. Real estate's had a pretty good day as well. I'm pretty sure that's because of Goodman Group. Goodman Group is by far the biggest company in the real estate sector, and that was up about 2.9% last time I looked. And he's had a good day. And on the flip side, financials, telecommunications have had a bad day. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bifurcated market here. So mining's had a good day, financials had a bad day. And the first thing that came to mind when I saw that is just the possibility. Now, this is just me thinking to myself that possibly there is a bit of a rotation from financials or the banks into mining. The reason I'm thinking that is because the banks, without doubt, are overvalued. And I think everyone knows they're overvalued. While there's also an argument that there's many mining companies out there, BHP, Fortescue, Rio Tinto, Woodside, Santos, many gold companies, they are undervalued. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of rotation from the financials into mining. Maybe that's why we've seen a really good day for mining and a pretty bad day for financials. Now on to the best performing indice. And of note, there is gold. The gold indice today is up 5.4%. And I'm a little bit surprised it's not up by more than that. And the reason I am surprised it's not up by more than that will become clear when we look at the best performing companies on the ASX today by market cap. I won't have a look at the gold indice right now, but I will have a look at the ASX 20. Up slightly, up 0.808% or 0.09% now. I am assuming 11 companies up, 9 down. Let's see how right I am. I'm completely wrong. 8 up, 12 down. So you might be saying, well, how is the ASX 20 up, yet only 8 companies within the ASX 20 are up, but 12 are down? And the reason behind that is because financials, the banks are down, and they are the biggest companies on the ASX. I'm pretty sure 4 of the biggest 6 companies are the banks. In fact, we can just verify that right now. So yeah, CBA 1, NAB 4, Westpac 5, ANZ 6. So 4 of the biggest companies on the ASX are the banks, and they're all down. In fact, CBA is down by over 1%, NAB down by over 1%, Westpac is almost down by 1%, and ANZ, not nowhere near as bad as the other ones, are only down 0.61%, and also CSL's down as well. So 5 of the biggest 6 companies on the ASX are all down. So that means all the other companies, the smaller companies, are all up. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are up. And if you have a look at the best performing companies today, Fortescue, Goodman Group, BHP, Woodside, Rio Tinto. So definitely a bit of a mining energy tinge to the best performing companies in the ASX 20. Okay, so let's get to the best and worst performing companies on the ASX today. I was thinking of starting with the worst or the top losers, but no, we'll start with the top gainers. Okay, so let's start off looking at the best performing companies by percentage change. A company called Nagambi Resources, up 29.41% on fairly low turnover. That does seem fairly low turnover for a company that might have released an announcement. I am thinking this is just noise. I just want to confirm. In fact, by confirming, I'm just going to go to CommSec, have a look at announcements. And just take your time, CommSec. No, yes, I am waiting, CommSec, but just take your time. We're in no rush here. Yes, I am waiting. Can't believe. Yeah, let's go. Let's just skip that and go to Market Index because I don't have to wait on this. Yeah, they've released no announcements. Still waiting. CommSec sometimes does this. This platform can be really slow at times, particularly when you want to bring up announcements, which we're trying to do now. It's just still, please waiting. Anyway, let's move on to the next company. Coming in number 2, we have DXN. Now, I am a shareholder of this company, and DXN did release an announcement today, and DXN did make it into my top 5 stocks of the day. Possibly it should have come in number 2. I put it in number 3 behind that sector, and also another company that had the AGM and also released a trading update today. So possibly DXN should have come in number 2. So we'll discuss DXN later in the video. Now you might be saying there's not big gold companies here, but a few of these are probably gold exploring companies. But that's about it. So let's have a look at the best performing companies on the ASX by market cap, and you'll see a common theme here. Evolution Mining, Perseus, De Grey, Ramelius, Capricorn, Red 5, Gold Road, Regis. Oh, we have a non-gold company, Regis Healthcare, up 8.7%. Now, Regis did not release an announcement today, but there was some government regulation changes to do with nursing care or something like that, and it seems like maybe they are benefiting from that change in regulation. So Regis Healthcare did make it into my top 5 stocks of the day, even though they did not release an announcement. Share price up 8.7%, and the chart looks pretty good. And then after Regis, we have West African Resources, Regis, Adriatic Metals, which is silver, Pantoro, Chalice, Sovereign Metals, Kingstate, St. Barbara, High Pages. Did not release an announcement. I'll have a look at the chart for High Pages later in the video. I do have that company lined up. So the best performing companies on the ASX today is just full of gold companies. And some of the share prices of these gold companies are up by 10%. Perseus, 10.4%. Capricorn, 9.8%. West African, 9.9%. So you can maybe understand why I'm a little bit surprised that the gold sector or gold indice is not up by more than 5.4%. However, these are the best performing gold companies, but I think most of the big ones are here. If not all the big ones are here. In fact, we can actually, I'm going to go back to the gold indice, and if I can find it, I'm going to have a look at the gold indice. And the reason I want to do this is I just want to rank them, all the gold companies by market cap. Oh, they don't have a list of the companies here. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, so annoying. Oh. Anyway, now, was it yesterday I forgot the top losers? So I'm not going to forget that. Let's have a look at the worst performing companies on the ASX today. And the top loser is a company called Enova Mining, ticker code ENV, share price down 26.67%. Turnover is 222,000. Share price is 1.1 cent. There could be, unlike Wintonland, which I know is just noise because turnover is really low, there could be some substance to this. Now, Innova Mining did release an announcement recently, and the share price had been on a bit of a rally. So I have a feeling this could be just profit taking. So I'm just going to confirm that. And the reason I say that, if we go to an ENV, and if we go to, I'm cheating right now. They did release an announcement, but if you look at the trade history, share price did rally by over 10% in 4 consecutive days. And on the 10th of September, share price went up 54.6% before falling a little bit on the 11th. So I was thinking maybe this is just a little bit of profit taking after that significant run up in the share price. But the company did release a couple of announcements today. Half-year report and accounts. Now, typically when I see a company release half-year reports and accounts, I typically will look at it. But if it's a mining exploring company, I don't look. I move on to something else. And that's what I did with this one. I just knew it was a mining exploring company and moved on. And they also released another announcement just after that. Coda North high-grade drilling assays. So there is a possibility that the share price is down because of that particular announcement, which I did not look at. High-grade drilling assays. I am not smart enough to actually be able to analyze those assays sort of announcements. Anyway, and on the 6th of September, just before the company went on the big run, significant drilling advances at the Coda project. I'll just have a quick look at the chart of Innova. Quick look at the chart, and yeah, you can see that little bit of a run up. In fact, there was another really big run up back in February, March of this year, in fact. And there was a little bit of run up, and looks like that run up has come to an end. Some good volume coming through, but I have no interest in Nova, and I do not have this company on any of my watch list. I might put it into my high volume spec, but I'm not sure. We didn't see massive volume coming through. Now I'm going to leave it. Now I'm not going to. No, that's it for when it comes to Innova Mining. Otherwise, nothing of note here. You might disagree with me for some of these. Omni Bridgeway, a law company, down 10.9%. EZZ's in here as well, but that's fairly volatile. It's just, in my opinion, it's just noise for that company. Clover Corporation keeps on falling. In fact, I'm just going to have a quick look at Clover Corporation. Now, I'll have a look at the Clover Corporation chart when we get to the chart portion of this video. Let's move on. And now let's have a look by market cap. Guzman y Gomez, not surprised there. Share price now below $30. Look, I have no intentions of even thinking about buying Guzman y Gomez at these valuations. $4 billion. For this company to justify the markup of $4 billion, they have to succeed in growing the store count in the United States, and that is going to be a hard task, in my opinion. Drone Shield down. WA1 Resources. I thought that was gold. So why is that company down 7.7%? Maybe there's a sort of rotation from gold exploring companies into gold, actual gold mining companies, producing companies. Is WA1 Resources gold? I always thought it was. I could be completely wrong. Let's have a look at some of their announcements. You can sort of tell. Not by this, you can't though. Maybe not. Maybe it's not completely. I always thought of this company as gold, so I could be completely wrong. Otherwise, Cettire down. Uranium companies down. Some lithium companies down. There's no common theme here. Biome's down, just like EZZ Life Science, so maybe a little bit of negative sentiment within that area. But there's a bit of a discrepancy between EZZ Life Sciences and Biome. EZZ is a profitable cash flow generating business, but Biome has a better marketing team. That's why the market cap of Biome is a little bit higher than EZZ Life Sciences. That's just my opinion, by the way. Anyway. Let's have a look at the top 5 stocks of the day. And we're going to start with Regis Healthcare. Share price of this company up by over 8%, 8.23%. Share price has pulled back. The low today was $5.52. So share price has gone on a bit of a run today. Now, no announcements from the company. However, I did see, in Capital Brief, Regis Healthcare shares gain on aged care reforms. There was another article in Capital Brief, Labor's tech war keys. In fact, I did have or tried to read this particular announcement. Also, I saw this one. Albanese announces plan to ban children from social media. I'm just, oh, I don't think I've ever said this before on this channel. I hate nanny states. Absolutely hate it when governments try to bring in these sort of things. I absolutely despise it. Really, really hate it. I think this will be an absolute failure when governments try to do this. It just blows my mind that they try to be. And one of the things I hate about Australia is we're too much of a nanny state. We try to protect everyone, and by trying to protect people, we actually do more harm. That's just my opinion, but I think there's probably an argument for it. Anyway, in this particular article, I tried to read it, but then you have to subscribe. They did talk about right at the end here, which I haven't really read anything about, the aged care deal. So something to do with aged care. Will save the government quite a bit of money, and according to this Capital Brief article, is also going to help Regis Healthcare. So Regis Healthcare shares gain on aged care reforms. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of companies that are reliant on government regulation. So it seems like Regis Healthcare is one of those companies. So shares in Regis Healthcare advanced on the ASX as Jarden Analysis predicted a future earnings boost for the aged care service provider after Labor struck a deal with the coalition to introduce major aged care reforms yesterday. I have no idea what these reforms are entailing. Particularly favourable for the industry. Anyway, so maybe this is the reason why Regis Healthcare has climbed today is because of this analysis by Jarden. That could be all it is. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart, because the chart for Regis does look really interesting. No, that's not it. That's something else. Regis is REG. And the chart looks really good. I have no complaints about this chart. In fact, I've been following this chart for quite a while, and I've been telling myself, why did I never take a position in this company? Because this chart is absolutely wonderful. Share price breakout back in April of last year. So we're talking about over 1 year ago, and you could have bought shares on the breakout about $2.20. Now the share price is $5.84. So this is the sort of chart I am always looking for, and this is the sort of breakout I'm always looking for. Now you could have bought it. You could have been patient and taken the time to buy in this position, because it's been a steady climb. So if I bought, or anyone bought in April at about $2, the share price was at $2 in June and about $2 in July. So you had plenty of time to take a position in this chart or this company. And the share price has really taken off over the last month and a bit. Month and 8 days, really gone higher, gone from about $3.80 to $5.84. Okay, so that's our Regis Healthcare. Looks like they will be benefiting from this new bit of legislation in regards to aged healthcare. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. I'm not the sort of person who will absolutely listen to analysis. That's just not me. But maybe there is some truth to that. Coming in number 4, we have a company I own. So two of the companies in the top 5 stocks of the day, although gold is a sector, I do own. And Vysarn went into trading halt the other day. Oh, share price is up. They went into trading halt in regards to an acquisition and capital raising. What was interesting about this is they said in this particular trading halt that they will come out of the trading halt on the 13th of November. In fact, it says here, the securities remain in trading halt until the earlier of the commencement of normal trading on Friday, 13th of September, or when the announcement is released to the market. So there is, on occasion, a company will release the announcement before that date. That actually does happen on occasion. So I knew this was going to come this morning, unless the company went into suspension, which was a possibility. And as I was going through the announcements this morning, in fact, I'll show you, there was no Vysarn announcement. I was like, what's going on here? They had to release the announcement. And I thought by about 9:50 a.m., I was thinking the company's going to go into a suspension because they don't have the announcement ready yet to be disseminated. And sometimes you do see that. Come on, ComSec. I do get frustrated with ComSec sometimes. It's supposed to go to this announcement page. And there we go. Fine. Jeez. sometimes CommSec can be really, really slow. I don't understand. You got the biggest company in Australia on the ASX, yet there's some of their systems are horrendous. And I think one of the reasons behind that is because they're so big and they just don't care. The reason I say that is I get that feeling from a few. What's it doing? Okay, so there he goes. And this is going to take ages. And so I don't really have to go through this at all. But I was going through the announcements, and Vysarn didn't release anything. In fact, by the start of trading, they hadn't released anything. And there was no mention of the company going to suspension. I was thinking either the company has to go into suspension or they have the announcement. ASX has the announcement and they just haven't released it. And I think that's what happened. Ooh, what's this? Starting Entertainment Group have released something within the last few hours. I'll have a look at that later in the video. No, maybe not the video, but after I finish the video, I'll have a look at that. Nanosonics, ASX query. Interesting. Anyway, so Vysarn didn't release anything by 10 a.m., which had me intrigued. Because usually if a company hasn't released anything by the time or the date they're supposed to release the announcement, they go into suspension. So my first thought was the ASX does have the announcement, but for some reason they haven't released it. And then lo and behold, at 10:30 a.m., we saw the announcements from Vysarn. I actually have not had a look at these announcements just yet. So acquisition of CMP and capital raising. So I have no idea what this CMP is. What the price? Oh, this is going to take ages. What is wrong with CommSec today? Let's go to Market Index. Always reliable Market Index. If I need an announcement open up in a second, it opens up in a second. And CommSec, this announcement is yet to open up on CommSec. Be better, CommSec. Be better. You're going to lose customers if you don't improve your systems. I'm still surprised I still look at CommSec. I still think it's the best platform, but it is starting to annoy me way, way more. And I think if they keep going down this path, they're going to lose a lot of customers eventually. Anyway, I think a lot of people stick with CommSec because that's all they know. Anyway, so let's have a look at this announcement. Vertically integrated, that's Vysarn, enter into binding share sale agreement for the acquisition of CMP Consulting Group, a consulting engineering company with a specific focus on the water industry. So, okay, I can understand why Vysarn are acquiring this company. I'm not the biggest fan of consulting companies because the talent is labor. I don't like labor-intensive companies. And when I see the word consulting, my first thought is labor-intensive. And I'm the biggest fan of those sort of companies. And raising $38.2 million at 40 cents. The market likes it. The reason I say the market likes it is because the share price is up. Share price is actually now at 50 cents. So share price up 5.3%. In fact, the share price opened lower for the day. So I would say some people sold out on open thinking share price would probably be near the capital raising price. So I could sell my shares near the capital raising price and then, have these, get some more shares for the capital raising. And now they're seeing the share price up by about 10% from when it opened and they're just kicking themselves right now. I don't like to do that. I've actually never done that before. When a company I own goes into capital raising, I see the share price drop, I will never sell, particularly when there is potential that the market likes it. And obviously the market has liked Vysarn's. So 40 cents, I'm assuming this is also a share placement or share purchase plan or something like that. I just see a placement here. I'm hoping there is a share purchase plan. Capital raising, here we go. This is just a placement. No mention of a share purchase plan. There you go. That's a little bit disappointing. I would like to participate in Vysarn's. Oh, maybe not. I do have a fairly large position in Vysarn, so I'd probably like to keep my position where it is right now. Let's have a look at the chart for Vysarn. This is another really good looking chart. for this company. I do like what they do. I'm not sure about this acquisition, but that's just me being a little bit cynical out the gate. But the chart looks absolutely brilliant. And you can just see the share price, yeah, it went to a low of 44 cents today and is now at 50 cents. So that's a more than 10% rise after the open, when probably someone's thought, well, they're doing capital raising at 40 cents. That's what the company's management thinks the valuation of this company should be, 40 cents. I'm going to sell. And they're probably kicking themselves. Pretty good volume coming through. I love to see that. A really good volume coming through. And that's what you see with this company over time. The volume has increased, particularly since July. We saw a bit of a a bit of a peak uptake in volume back in May, then it drops, and then really since the start of July, we have seen a really good uptake in volume. Share price of Vysarn broke out back in November 2022. If you go back then, chart didn't look like anything. And then it broke out, and that's a share price of below 10 cents. Now it's 50 cents. So beautiful looking chart for Vysarn. Valuation of this company, I don't know. I have been thinking this company is a little bit overvalued, but yeah, but I don't know with his acquisition. I'm going to have to take a closer look at this acquisition. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh. Anyway, that's Vysarn coming in at number, what was it? Coming in number 4, and it is a company I own. What I'm going to do now is switch 2 and 3. And what I'll do is go to number 3, which is Metcash. Metcash share price is up, which is really interesting because I saw a little article earlier in the day. Metcash share price down on AGM and trading update, and shows you that timing is very important when it comes to releasing articles like that, because the share price wasn't down by all that much. In fact, share price yesterday closed at 358 and the low today was 355. So you're talking about 3-cent drop in share price. So that's minimal. That's just noise. So whenever someone read that article, they would have thought, oh, it's a negative trading update from Metcash. Share price is down. No, wrong. I don't really like those articles who just jump on that sort of thematic that share price is down. Must release an article about it because it's a bad trading update. No. Anyway, so Metcash did release the AGM meeting and trading update. So if this particular article or announcement was just titled 2024 Annual General Meeting, I still would have opened it up, because a lot of times when a company has AGM, they will release a trading update. It's one of the reasons I love AGM season, which will be October, November, because a lot of companies will release trading updates. In fact, when you look at some of the results and the presentations, a lot of the company's management will say, we don't have a trading update now, but we will release one at the AGM. So I do like AGM season. Now, a bit of commentary here. Skip straight past that. And all the way down to, or towards the end of the announcement, or the presentation, where we get the trading update right at the end, in fact, the second last page. This is the most important thing, in my opinion, when it comes to the AGM in this sort of presentation. How are you performing so far this financial year? And on the right-hand side, year-to-date, 8 September 2024 versus previous corresponding period. I was thinking, gee, these are pretty good numbers. So total sales increased 6.1%. I probably would have expected much lower than that. Now, maybe inflation has helped that. Total food increased 17.9%. Now, in saying that, if you go below that, total supermarkets and convenience sales increased 3.5%. Supermarket sales ex tobacco increased 3.5%. Superior Foods increased 8.7%. How did they get this total food increase 17.9%? Unless they made an acquisition. That's the only thing I can think of. So acquisition helped with their total food increase, which would have helped their total sales increase. Liquor increased 2.7%. And hardware increased 2.5%. So I suppose a pretty good start to the financial year for Metcash. Don't know. They mentioned in the commentary, Superior Foods has continued to win new customers and perform strongly. The business is included in Metcash results from the 3rd of June 2024, date of acquisition. So there we go. That has answered my question. Superior Foods is an acquisition, and that's probably helped some of these sales increases. Anyway, so an okay trading update from the company. And the only reason Metcash has made it into this top 5 stocks of the day is because there's no other announcements being released. Not much is happening on the ASX right now. So if a company releases a trading update, a profit upgrade, profit downgrade, right now, or this time of year, they will make it into top 5 stocks of the day. Now let's have a look at the chart for Metcash. Is it time to get excited about this company? Not really. So maybe if the share price was, say, 340, I could be interested. Maybe there's some value there, but the share price is not in an uptrend. It's more likely to be considered in a downtrend. If you have a look at the weekly chart, let's do that now. Share price in a weekly downtrend. In fact, a long-term uptrend, though. If you have a look at the monthly chart, not. For some reason, the market did not like this company in 2015. Share price fell all the way to $1. So not sure what happened there. It wasn't really following this company back then, but the share price of this company was higher back in 2007, 2008. So this is not really the chart of a high quality company. Yeah, not really. Because if you have these shares in this company for the last 15 years, your capital's gone backwards, not forwards. And you want it to grow, not decrease. Anyway, that's Metcash coming in at number 3. Number 2, we have DXN. Hopefully the share price hasn't dropped. Oh, it's gone up. Up 41.5%. So initially this was going to come in number 3 because I did not realize the market liked this particular announcement from the company. And it wasn't the sort of announcement that I probably would be drawn to, but from one word. So financial year 24 results and outlook investor presentation. I'm not sure why they didn't release this with their financial results, which were released on the 30th of August. Maybe they just needed time to put it together. But they did provide a trading update and outlook, and that's what got me excited as a shareholder. So I'm not surprised to see the share price up. Maybe a little bit surprised to see the share price up 41.54%. So let's have a look at this announcement from DXN. Oh, now ComSec's working faster. So this is like a module data center company. Is that what they call themselves? Australian-based prefabricated modular data center manufacturer and operator of edge data centers. Edge is starred there, so they must have a word for edge. Edge refers to bringing computation and data storage closer to the location where it is needed, minimizing latency. So they do have a niche here. So this is just not another data center company. There's quite a few of those out there. This is sort of a servicing a particular client, mining companies, that sort of thing. In fact, they do have a client list down here. Now, this company is small. And when I say small, it has a markup before today of $12.7 million. So this is a small company. I like this presentation because it goes through a fair bit. But this is what got me a little bit excited. So this company is now profitable, cash flow positive. So they're growing. So revenue in the most recent year was 10.8 million. Last year, it was 6.6 million. And in their outlook section, financial year 25 revenue guidance, $16 million, increasing 48% on financial year 23. Financial year 23. Wait. That's wrong. Financial year 23 was 6.58 million. And 16 million is way more than 48%. I think they meant financial year 24. I think that's a bit of a wrong. Yeah, it should be financial year 24 because that does look like about 48% from 10.8 million. Anyway, I just realized that right then. So I thought, oh, that's actually pretty good. So more than likely, they will become even more profitable and even more cash flow positive. And I was thinking, oh, as a shareholder, I do like that. Anyway, so that's all I was thinking of when I saw this particular announcement was their forecast revenue. That's a nice increase in revenue. And it seems like the market has think exactly the same as that. So go through this announcement if you do like what you, they have nice little pictures here, what a modular data center is, or what is a prefabricated modular data center. They also go through their management here. So if you like diverse, and when I say diverse, I mean gender diversity. In my opinion, true diversity is thought, not gender, race. True diversity is people who have different opinions, different ways of thinking. That's true diversity. That's what you want the board to be. Sex or gender, race is not diversity because when you do that, when you believe that, then you're saying people of different sexes, people of different races are different. And I believe we are not different, but we are different the way we think. So you could have a racist old man and who's like 95 years old, and you could have a 21-year-old African black woman, and you could put them together and you think, oh, they're diverse, but they could have exactly the same way of thinking and viewing a particular problem. And in my opinion, that's not diversity. So that's just my thoughts when it comes to diversity. Anyway, so a nice group of people here. Some actually nice backgrounds. I had a look at the backgrounds for the CEO, managing director, and she has a pretty good background. Anyway, and also the other thing I like to see is their clientele. They do have the list here somewhere. Also, like this little thing, new orders by quarter, and you can see it growing, nice growth in new orders by quarter. There's some quarters nothing happens, and I do like that, but also customers and market segments. So I can definitely understand why mining, energy and gas, and even telcos would be interested in this sort of modular data center. You also have cable landing stations, government defense, data centers, Wingo Africa, and hyperscalers. Anyway, so have a look at that announcement if you like what you have heard, or if you know this company a little bit more or a little bit less. I have no idea. Anyway, so let's have a look at the chart for DXN. Now, I bought this, first of all, because of the thematic behind the company, and don't have a look at the weekly chart or the monthly chart because it's ugly. Share price has dropped a lot. But just because share price was significantly higher in the past doesn't mean it can't get back up there now. So what I always look for here is a turnaround. And we have definitely seen a bit of a turnaround in the last 6 months. Now, in May, we started to see volume increase and share price started to increase. And it really took off back in June. And I bought on a little bit of a dip. Now, I bought 2 tranches. So I bought my first tranche on a little bit of a dip. And then I bought a little bit higher. So it evens out about 7.6 cents. Something like that. I forget what exactly it is. But a bit of volatility since then. And I really want to see the share price of this company get above 10 cents. That's the level I want to see. And I might add to my position if I see that. So getting close at 9.2 cents now, or 9.1 cents now. So we will see a bit of selling, a bit of profit taking, that sort of thing. That's fine, particularly when the share price has risen in one day. Now, the other good thing is the volume today has been pretty good. So really big volume has come through. So the market has liked this. And we are getting towards the highs we saw back in July. So we need to get above those highs first. And then I'd love to see the share price get above 10 cents. But 10 cents will be a resistance level for this company. It's a resistance level for every single company in history. Probably. So it's DXN coming in at number 2. Coming in number 1, we have a whole sector. And that's gold. So let's have a look at gold, the commodity at first. And gold had a pretty good day the other day, yesterday. In fact, on the 12th of September, gold price rallied 1.9%. So you might be saying, why are gold companies higher than that? Why have gold companies rallied by up to 10%? Just leverage. Just leverage. If you see gold prices rising, because it's leverage. That's all I can really say. And on the flip side, if gold prices start falling, say gold prices fell 2% in one day, you'll see gold companies' share price drop 5 to 10% in one day. So it's all leverage. Anyway, and the other thing I should mention is gold prices have continued to rally today, up another 0.4%. Now, the chart for gold looks absolutely stunning. This is a beautiful looking chart. And also it has reached all-time highs. So a couple of all-time highs in a row. There's nothing you can complain about gold right now. So I can definitely understand why someone would be heavily invested in gold. Now, I do have a few gold positions. So I wouldn't call myself a gold bug, but I am invested in gold, but not to a great extent. So that's gold. So let's have a look at gold companies. We'll have a look at my gold watch list. Where is it? There it is. I have 40 companies in my gold watch list. And a few of these companies are exploring companies. So I'm just going to go through the non-exploring companies because there's quite a few here. So Aurelia Metals, hasn't done much. Chalice, I'm pretty sure this is exploring company. Or go past Emerson because I'm pretty sure this is exploring company. So not much action here. So you have to really get to the producers before you see much action. Evolution Mining trying to break out. getting very close to breaking out. We'll have a look at gold resources. Looks pretty weak, gold resources, to be honest with you. Northern Star should look pretty good. Yeah, it's starting to look good. It's getting to the highs this company saw back in April. Perseus is probably one of the best looking. Oh, no, it's not. For some reason, I thought this was one of the best looking charts. Maybe I'm thinking of another company. Anyway, Perseus looks okay, not the greatest. Red 5 doesn't look good. Has fallen a fair bit, so maybe this is a bit of a turnaround for Red 5. Remilius does look good. This one looks good. This was a nice looking chart. Remilius. Regis does not look good. Again, not look good. So you can see there's a lot of different looking charts here. Even though gold prices have been going up, not all gold companies are going up. But Resolute does look good. Pretty good day yesterday. Another good day today, and long-term highs for Resolute, St. Barbara, all over the place. I think this is waiting for a breakout, but I'm just concerned about this company and the management because this company keeps releasing really bad announcements. It's done it for like 20 years or so. SSR had that Turkish mine disaster. When was that? That was February of this year. I thought it was a little bit longer than that. Share price fell 52% on the day. Quite hasn't recovered just yet, but is showing a little bit more signs of life. Share price today has got to almost a long-term high. West Gold looks pretty good. I like this chart, West Gold. If you look at the longer term. West African, up 10.5%, just like Perseus. So Perseus, West African looks fairly similar, and they are both West African mining companies. But nothing to absolutely complain about. Catalyst, you know my thoughts on this one, a brilliant looking chart. And what else do we have here? We'll have a look at Capricorn. This one looks pretty good as well. After a long consolidation period, it has broken out. Orabanda looks good, no doubt. And what else? I'm going to miss some here. Oh, what's this one? Emerald Resources looks good. What else? What's this one? GMD. What's GMD? Oh, Generous Minerals. That looks pretty good. And a Spartan. Auric. Auric is down. I do own this one. Auric is down. Why is Auric down? Overall, the chart looks pretty good, but I don't know. DeGray. I think DeGray doesn't look good. Yeah, DeGray looks a big mutt for me. And Bellevue. Nice little bounce for Bellevue after a few bad months. And Pantoro. You know, one of New, I was going to say not Newcrest, Newmont. Didn't look at that one. Pantoro looks pretty good. And finally, we have a look at Newmont. Yeah, Newmont looks really good as well. So this acquired Newcrest. That's why it's on the ASX. Okay, so that's gold. Gold's had a really good day. And if you're heavily invested in gold today, you've had a brilliant day. Okay, so let's have a look at some few charts. I have about 5 charts lined up. In fact, it's 6, according to this, because I added one. First one is Catapult. Now, I do own a few of these companies, so that's why I'm talking about them, because I actually did have a look at these companies last night, and I just thought they looked pretty good. So Catapult, I thought, broke out yesterday. But it's not technically share price is already in an uptrend, but I was thinking, maybe I should add to my position in this because yesterday it got to a long-term high, and today it has risen a little bit higher. So nice looking chart for Catapult. So possible trade here. Duratec, I like this one because they released a good announcement the other day. I forget what exactly it was, 10th of September. And then the next 2 days, share price did nothing, went sideways. Exactly what I want to see. And now the share price has risen higher today, 3.21%. That's exactly what I want to see. Good announcement, share price goes up. Nothing happens the next 2 days, goes sideways. Consolidation, no selling. What that tells me, there was no selling. Very little selling pressure on Duratec. So the market likes it. And that can lead to the share price going higher because once those sellers who have gotten out, there's no more selling or very little selling. Because if you wanted to sell, you probably already sold out. So Duratec up, looks pretty good. Money Me, this is the interesting one. This is the one where I'm going, do I take a position at these levels? Because I wanted to wait until the share price got above 10 cents I bought at 10 cents, and I just want to see if it remains above 10 cents. And since it broke above 10 cents, it has remained above 10. So 10 cents, again, a very strong resistance and support level for any companies. Most companies have trouble getting above 10 cents, and when it does, share price has trouble falling below 10 cents. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't always remain like that. So I just wanted to see if the share price of Money Me can remain above 10 cents. It's done it for about a month. Anyway, share price at 10.5 cents right now. Doesn't mean it won't fall below 10 cents, but there's a chance it will. Chance it will stay above 10. High Pages. This is the one that popped up on my radar just today. And we had a breakout back in February when they released results. Then the share price went sideways for about 5 months. And then a little breakout, they released the results again. Share price popped up and the share price pulled back. And now I was hoping the share price would be a little bit different, or the chart would be a little bit different today, but share price has rallied again. So not as good as I was hoping for when it comes to High Pages. Clover, another one that I have included in for today's video. Oh, okay. Yeah, share price popped up yesterday, 11.7%, and today it's just fallen. So I'm just call that noise. Share price in the downtrend. I have no interest in this company right now. And the other one was Tasme. Yeah, this one is looking really good. I like this chart. So this company listed on the ASX back in, was it May? And I do like the very fact the share price fell over the next, after the first 2 months. In the 2 months after it IPO'd, it fell. And now it's starting to go up. That's telling me there is a bit of strength to this company. So this is definitely on my radar. Tasme, ticker code TEA. Let's have a discussion of one of your comments. Forest Hill 8462. This is not the comment I want to talk about. The reason you can't pronounce antimony is because you're pro-money. How to pronounce antimony? Is it antimony or antimony? Antimony. I wanted to spell it with an E there. Antimony. Antimony.
Antimony.
Antimony. Antimony. Anyway, a good bit of comedy here from Forest Hill. The reason you can't pronounce anti-money is because you're pro-money. All right, that is a good one. I like that one. Good comical relief from Forest Hill. And that's a good one, actually. I am definitely pro-money. Who is not pro-money? Well, probably greenies, not greenies, hippies. They're probably not pro-money. Hippies and greenies. I'm not sure about greenies, but definitely hippies. They're probably not pro-money because they're all high on drugs, and they don't care about money. Although to get high on drugs, you probably need money. I don't know. The one I wanted to discuss was this interesting one from HBK Fortis 239. Hey, Kneppy. At least you can spell my name right. That's one tick. Wondering what your thoughts are on potential US rate cuts coming up in a week's time. My mates reckon or tell me stocks will crash. Cheers, mate. I don't forecast or try to forecast crashes. No idea. Now, I can understand where your mates are coming from, because one of the reasons why we might get US rate cuts is because of weak economic news. That's what I'd be looking at instead of rate cuts. Just because rates are being cut doesn't mean the market will crash. And that's a very important distinction. If we go through time, history, in fact, I'm going to have a look at, what do I have a look at? I'll have a look at Dow Jones or NASDAQ. I'm going to have a look at Dow Jones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the line chart. I'm going to get rid of moving averages. And I'm going to include interest rates. Interest rates. Which one? Where's the American? I want economy. Why? Interest rates. Okay, here we go. New price scale. There we go. So what we'll do is have a look at the monthly chart. All right. I have done this before because there is this belief that um, there is this belief, and this happened when we started to see interest rates rising, the market fell. So there was this belief that, well, if interest rates drop, that's going to be really good for the market. That's not necessarily true. The most important thing is, why are interest rates dropping? And if we go through history, in fact, I'm going to look at the weekly chart, not the monthly chart. If we go through history, we can see a correlation. If we go back here. Okay, so we are now back in 2008, and interest rates reached a peak in August 2007, and then they started dropping. Into that August 2007, and they dropped for a while. And at the same time, the market rate, or the Dow Jones, started to drop. So there's a positive correlation between interest rates dropping and the market dropping. And we know why that happened, because we went through a global financial crisis. And if you go through history, you see the same signal. So when we see interest rates dropping because of really weak economic data, like the company has, or the country has moved into recession, you will see the stock market drop. But on the flip side, when there's not as bad economic news, when the economy doesn't go into recession, there is actually some studies done on this. So when the interests do start dropping, that's really good for the stock market. In fact, we saw that. We saw that in 2000 and here. So back in late 2018, we actually did see the market drop. The market dropped because at that point in time, interest rates were rising. You see here, interest rates were rising from 2016 through to 2019. And the stock market rose during that period. So there's not always a correlation or negative correlation. Sometimes there's a positive correlation. But late in 2018, there was a thought that interest rates shouldn't rise anymore. And there was this belief that interest rates were going to keep on rising. And that's why the stock market started to drop. And then the Fed went on a completely different direction. They started to lower interest rates, and that had a positive effect on the stock market. So it all depends. There's no absolute answer to this question. It all depends on the state of the economy. So I don't look at potential US rate cuts. I don't really care. It's why they're cutting rates. It's the economic news. That's the most important thing. If they say, well, we have to cut rates because unemployment's rising and the economic news is really weak, that's why we're cutting rates, that's going to be negative. Now, the other thing was there was potential of 2 rate cuts in the one period, in the one, whatever you call it, because possibly the economic numbers were going to be really weak, and that would have been pretty bad sign. So just because rate cuts are possibly going to happen doesn't mean the market's going to crash. The other thing is, it's already priced in. We already know it's happening. So the market won't crash because we already know it's happening. It's when something comes out that wasn't expected, that's what's going to lead the market crashing. And we just don't know. We just don't know if that's going to happen. So I think it's really, personally, I will never try to forecast when the market might crash. I'll wait for evidence first. So don't listen to your friends right now, because there's 2 potential paths we can go down when we do see US rate cuts. We could see a crash. We could see the countries throughout the world go into recession. That's a possibility. But on the other end, well, maybe we're going to get that soft landing. So we will see US rate cuts, and the economy won't go into recession. America won't go into recession, and things will be fine. Maybe a little bit sluggish, but fine. And in that situation, US rate cuts will be beneficial for many companies. And we could see a new bull run. And I wouldn't make any sort of decisions just yet because of what your friends are saying. They could be completely wrong. They could be right, but they could be completely wrong. I'm sorry, that's there's no absolute answer. But when you're talking about the future, there's no absolutes apart from the sun coming up in the morning. But even that's not an absolute. Who knows? There could be an alien species who put a Dyson sphere around a sun who just we lose it for a while. Or maybe an advanced civilization has a way to steal our sun. We just don't know. So even with the sun, and eventually one day the sun's going to go, by the way, explode or expand and explode. So even when it comes to the sun, that's not an absolute. So nothing, when we're talking about the future, is an absolute. So I would not be worrying about this at all. And to be honest with you, what's the market done over the last few weeks? Let's go back to, we'll get rid of the interest rates here. If you have a look at the chart for the Dow Jones, it's looking pretty good. There's no signs that the market is going to crash just yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but just yet, no signs it's going to crash. I'd just be patient and just wait and then react when it happens. If it happens, that's the most important thing. If it happens. Anyway, that's all I've got for today's video. If you have any thoughts, any questions, just leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.